one from a parent's perspective, two from not common, it's a misnomer, good sense perspective. You know what I mean? From the parent's perspective, it's something that you, as a parent, are concerned about. You know, when you see, my sons are their fathers themselves now, but when they were younger, it was my concern, as it was my people's concern, that I was able. And coming up, when I was coming up, you know, in New York in the '80s, it was really outrageous. It was really crazy. You know what I mean? And things like this happened commonly in New York back then. You know, so as a parent, you're concerned that your child will go out and just trying to have a good time and be a young person, enjoy themselves, and that they'll either find themselves on the victim's end of an incident or on the perpetrator's end in an effort to protect themselves, from being victimized. You know what I mean? And from the good sense perspective, like, this doesn't make any good sense. I mean, if it is in fact true that the boy said, the next person that walk by me gonna get it, like, that's a stone cold sucker right there, homie.
Yeah.
That's what we call that is, you got that beeping button ready? Yeah, yeah. That boy's a puss. He's a puss. Yes, that's right. You dig? Like, straight like that. That's what he is. Real dudes, real hardcore cats don't victimize people. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we stand up for our own. What you won't do is victimize us or anyone we care about. You know what I mean? But just to randomly pick somebody, and it's odd that the young man they picked, as you described him, was a nice kid, not a troublemaker, not a kid who's been in trouble or anything like that. Why? I mean, if it had been a kid like me, like, they wouldn't have. I'm sure a couple of tough guys walked by, right before they picked that young man. I'm sure they picked a couple of tough guys walked by and they let them go by. You know what I mean? Because it wouldn't be easy. They knew it wouldn't be easy. It's gonna be a fight.
That's right.
I'm gonna be in something if I get in with that one. Let him walk by. Not him.
That's
Him.
what I
That one.
told
The
you.
one right there that's looking up and looking away, looking around, looking straight.
That's the one
That's
they're
the
going
one.
for.
We going
He's
for that
prey.
guy.
He's
Yeah,
prey. That's what I'm saying is
yeah,
prey.
he's prey. He's prey. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, generally.
I mean, do
Generally.
wolves hunt other wolves, or do wolves hunt sheep?
Exactly. The culture from the music. And there's certainly enough blame to go around. But I'm saying, if these young men were mentally deficient, if they were, if there was some sort of chemical imbalances or something, like this, some kind of medical reason for their behavior, then anybody other than them is to blame. But if they are functioning individuals that don't have any mental retardation or bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, or where they're totally cognizant of the choices that they're making, then it's their fault. It's their fault. It's their choice, so the fault falls on them. Whether they want to accept the fault or not, they still going to deal with the consequences. Plain and simple. Even if those consequences don't come by way of the legal system.
Yep.
You understand? They're going to deal with the consequences regardless. So the fault is on them. If they don't think it is, they need to take it upon them. You know what I mean? As far as parents are concerned, parents are always accountable for their children's behavior. You know what I mean? Just because you're a hardworking person and you tell your children the right thing, whatever, children will do as you do before they'll do as you say. And even the things you think they don't see, they know.
They
They
see
see it.
it.
They see it. You know what I mean? So if you got a father who's telling his son that he better do the right thing, this, that, and the other, then he turns around and sees his father coming in every Friday night drunk, fighting with his mother every Saturday morning, you know, that kind of stuff, then all that volatility, that misery, comes from those types of experiences. The developmental environment of a child has everything to do with the person that child evolves into. You know what I mean? So, yeah, parents too. And then, yes, the rap content. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you take the type of content that is commonly in the most popular rap music and you envelop it in a hypnotic beat, you know, it's almost like brainwashing.
And no, it's not almost like.
It
You must be listening to the show, boy, because don't I
It's
talk
like
about that
it's
all
like
the time,
brainwashing, especially when you're dealing with young, impressionable, easily molded minds who are looking for their place, trying to determine their identity, where they fit in society. Most of these children are not getting an adequate degree of love at home, affection at home, especially the males. They're not getting it. And, you know, a lot of their behavior comes from low self-esteem or low sense of self-worth. If you have no value in yourself, you certainly have no value in others. You know what I mean?
And I just want to know from my perspective, like, as far as the rap community is concerned, like, where's the outrage from the rap community? You know what I mean? Like, I don't hear, like, for example, Common, who I deeply admire, you know, after that accident or that incident that occurred out there on the south side of Chicago where the young boy was also beaten to death, Common came out publicly and said that, yo, we got to do something. You know, we got this foundation going on common ground, but he came out publicly and said, yo, we got to do something. You know, these young boys, they don't have nothing to do in these particular environments. Like, where's the outrage? Where's the outcry from the rap community? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to call out anybody's names because I don't want to play that bitch hunt, but, like, where's the outrage from the rap community? Because I'm looking at the rap community, I'm looking at all the rappers right now, and I'm like, yo, these guys are making so much of a major influence in these young guys as well as these young girls. You know what I mean? So, like, where is the outrage?
I mean, when you say outrage, I mean, why would they be outraged? I mean, you know, they're living their lives. These guys a lot of them come from struggle themselves. All they're happy about is that they were able to pull themselves and maybe a homeboy or two out of the hole. And, you know, they done ripped off their side view mirrors and the rear view mirror, man. They don't want to see none of that back there. You understand what I'm saying? And they certainly don't take responsibility for contributing to or perpetuating the condition. They don't. A lot of them don't even have the maturity to understand the correlation between the things that they're doing and saying and the images that they're perpetuating through their videos and so forth with the continued condition. You know what I mean? They don't have that understanding. You know, and they're not in an environment of individuals that are trying to bring that to their mind. You know what I mean? And say, yo, my man, like, yo, that was a hot joint. It's a good joint. Maybe you might want to put that on the mixtape. But as far as putting that out, you know, through a bunch of different retail locations and doing major publicity on that right there is just like the environment I come from. What I come from was not meant for pop culture.
Nope.
It was not meant for some kid in some suburb somewhere to be exposed to hustlers and hardcore street life. That was not meant, because there's no way he's going to get that in its proper context. You have to be from where I'm from, have survived what I've survived, to be able to really understand where that is to be placed. If you're just getting that dropped in your lap, you don't know what that is or what to do with it. You're bound to mess that up. You're bound to get yourself messed up in it. These things, these images that are being perpetuated through this popular culture of hip-hop at this point, they're being taken out of context, and that's why you're seeing this exact type of behavior. You know how many times those guys have seen these types of things emulated in a 3.5-minute video? Guys come out of a club, out of a party, and just random violence occurs in the context of the video, in relation to the video, to the music, to the lyrical content. These guys see this. They can't rap. They can't make beats. The only thing they can do to try to relate to this content is to try to emulate what they're seeing, to try to emulate what they're listening to. That's why their parents might be sitting somewhere going, I don't believe that my child did that. Like, I didn't raise my child to do nothing like that. He's been in Catholic school all his life. He's worked summer jobs every year since he was 13 years old. You know, never had any problems with them before. I don't understand, like, no, I don't think my child did that. But they're not paying attention to the fact that pop culture is overly influencing their child.